Well, here we are. Let's get started. Last I left off, we went through this and kind of explained some of the damage that we had here. That was a little further, a little deeper than I had initially thought. So it's time to get started now. Had a nice Labor Day weekend, did some camping, and actually took the day or this whole week off. You spent most of my time out here in the garage working on this thing. I'm gonna try to get the engine at least pulled out of here, cleaned up, and swapped into the gold car. Like I said before, I've got to have it done by mid-October for our annual fall color tour with some friends. And so let's get started. So first things first, obviously the core support and the fender that we have on there, they're just sitting on here. They're not bolted on, so that'll come off real easy. The rest of it probably shouldn't be too big of a deal. It should come out pretty easy. I'm just going to leave all the accessories on and hopefully just be able to pull it all out in one piece. We'll get it outside, we'll get it pressure washed up, then we'll start working on the other car. We're going to flip that around, get that going, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so check this out. I found this kind of cool. I know this car has the fiber optic light monitoring package, and let's see if I can find which one of these here is for it. These right here. So these here, these are just your pieces for your fiber optic lights. These actually they're literally just fiber optics that plug into your light harness right here, right in the back. Kind of hard to see, but yeah, that little circle there in the middle, they kind of plug into there, and they actually shine onto these here. So when your lights are on, your blinkers are on, you can actually see that through here from your driver's seat. But what I found interesting is that when I was taking this apart, we've got this here on the washer fluid tank, and I thought it was kind of odd because when I pulled it apart, it was actually the same type of setup. So this car actually has fiber optics, has something to do with the windshield washers as well. So I don't know if it's a low level sensor or what. That'd be my guess, is a low level sensor for that. But this is just another thing that we'll be removing from the black car and putting into the gold car, because the gold car does not have that. So yeah, that gold car is going to get all the goodies out of this car. So this engine runs great. It's going to get the engine. It's going to get all the nice option type stuff out of this car, and so it will basically be a exact car that this is. It's just going to be gold for a little bit until I get time to paint it black. So I just thought that was cool. And at this point, pretty much where I'm at now, for the most part, I think I've got all the stuff removed. Let's see here. I got to get the fuel lines yet, which those are pretty simple. My Hydro Boost lines from the power steering pump, I'll get these here, and I won't have to remove them off the pump, so that'll make life easy. And then I did unplug the whole entire harness here. I had to dig a whole bunch of sealant crap out of there to get to that bolt that holds this together, but that'll make life a whole lot easier. I'm not going to have to go around chasing every individual wire on the engine, so I'll just, this way I also can make sure that when I do swap in the full gauge package out of this car, I won't have to worry about adding wires or messing with anything in the harness, because it's all going to be here. So that'll make life easy. Other than that, yeah, pretty much got motor mounts, the Hydro Boost lines here, fuel lines, and the torque converter bolts and bell housing bolts. I thought about just pulling the whole unit with the transmission, but I don't know. Probably not going to mess with it that way. Probably just going to do it the way I always do them. Pull the engine separate. All right, so I've got a little hang up here. I've got motor mount bolt out from this side. I have the transmission cross member fully unbolted, ready to go. I did decide I'm going to try to pull the engine with the transmission. I think that trying to get to the bell housing bolts and everything in here is just going to be a pain. However, the snag that I have right now is the motor mount bolt on this side. Kind of hard to see it right now. I don't know where my flashlight is. Oh, there it is. Anyway, the motor mount bolt on this side, back up in there. You just barely see it there. looks like the mount itself is sagged down a little bit. So I had a heck of a time trying to get on that bolt to begin with. Finally got to where I can get on the bolt, but now the problem is the nut on the other side is very hard to access as well. So I'm hoping that by taking apart some of this stuff up here, I can get to the nut from up top and make it work that way. Otherwise, I'm looking at probably I'd have to pull the exhaust crossover off and the starter. And I really don't want to mess with doing that because you know darn well, as soon as I try to get them bolts off, they're going to break on that exhaust crossover. So here's hoping I can just get this stuff and sneak a wrench down in there and get to it that way. Okay, well, here we go. I've got the transmission jack underneath the trans. I'm hooked up to the intake bolts. Let's hope that I can actually yank this out of here as is without trying to do further disassembly. The vacuum pump in the back, where the distributor would sit on a gas engine, does seem a little close to the firewall, so I'm going to have to watch that really closely. I may end up having to pull that out. Other than that, I think there is still a possibility I may have to pull the manifolds off in place, just because of that crossover. I don't think that the bolts are going to come out of that. We'll see. We're going to start trying. All right, got the exhaust crossover off. That was fun. All fun, tons of fun. The good news is we only did actually break one bolt off in the manifold on this side. So we should be able to heat that up and get that out, hopefully relatively easily. But all the other bolts so far, even the 3 that go to the main downpipe, actually came off pretty easy. The biggest thing about this being a pain was the one bolt on the inside. You actually had to take off the oil cooler lines as well, and those were not fun to get to either. So let's give it another try. Right there, we're clear. All right. A little higher fuel oil filter. All right, and there we have it. I have this out. This transmission leaks like crazy. Probably, I really don't know for sure yet if I'm going to use this transmission. The transmission that's in the gold car works good as well. So both transmissions are good. If I use this transmission, there's no doubt I'm going to go back through it and I'm going to, reseal it up and everything, make sure it's not leaking all over the place like this one is. I haven't really been underneath the other one enough to know for sure if that transmission leaks or not. I don't really notice anything sitting in my driveway, but it hasn't really been driven much either. So more to come on that. For now, I think I'm going to get this kind of straightened around, get it ready. This thing is going to get a bath before it goes back into that car. And I think we're probably going to have to do some paint work on it. I can't really imagine putting this thing back together, just throwing a dirty engine in like this. Before the accident, I had really wanted to actually take the engine out of this car anyway and clean it up and paint it, because it's all gunky and oily and it's pretty nasty. I wanted to make it look nice. So I think that's going to be the next step, is making the engine look nice. And once we get to that point, then we're going to start ripping that Goldsmobile apart. We're going to actually take the whole front clip off of the gold one, just like we did here. It makes it a whole lot easier to get to all the bolts and stuff on the underside and on the bottom. So that's where we're going to be. Well, I got the accessories off. I got it kind of tore down. I'm going to still go through yet. I'm going to pull the rest of the wiring and all the little stuff off yet, but I got it pressure washed. Just to start yet, I got to get some more degreaser and a stiffer brush to get some of this stuff off here like that. But overall, it does not look too bad. But we're going to get this thing all cleaned up, painted, looking nice before it drops in. I got to do some research on the Olds Diesel group and see if I can find out. I know they have the close color listed a few times there. But yeah, we'll get that figured out. We'll get a good color on there, and it's gonna look good. We're gonna do the same thing to the car itself. We're gonna pull the whole front clip off here, and we're gonna power wash the whole frame and everything and get that all painted up looking nice. So it's gonna be good. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye for now. Well, if you've watched up to this point, thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. But I'm sure you're also probably wondering why this video was taken back in October and, well, nothing's been done since then. No updates, no nothing. Well, in the following minutes, you're going to see why nothing's been done. And let me tell you, it's been a lot of fun, but these things are a ton of work, and that is no joke. It is just like having another baby. Well, meet Arthur, and then a couple months later, June. He's trying really hard. Hey, what are you guys doing? What are you doing?